I spot a big goatfish swimming around, so I dive down to take a drop on him. I hit the bottom here, and I start looking around, and there he is right on my right. He swims over towards me, and I line up the shot. Perfect stone shot. Didn't even flinch. I get him back up to the surface, and he's a pretty decent size. Alright, let's see that shot again. I was seeing a ton of invasive roi out here, so I took a drop to kind of clean up the reef a little bit. I see this one under me, and I don't go for it because I don't want to slam my shaft right into those rocks. Then I line up on this one, and I don't shoot for the same exact reason. I'm just worried about those rocks behind it. And then you can see two more were right behind that one. So I head back up to the surface, and I put my gun on roi shooting mode. I dive down on this one, and then everything startles. But it's no matter because there's so many roi, I just look right under me. So I line up on one, and then another pops out, and then a different one pops out, and it's like that arcade game with the gophers. I don't know what it's called. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But I end up missing them, but I'm not going to let the roi get the better of me, so I go back up and reload. Alright, it's time to play another round of whack-a-roi. I see this huge one off in the distance, and this time I don't plan on missing. It's not a great hit at all, but it'll definitely get the job done. I really wish I took some videos of this guy on the surface, because he was massive. I spot another roi, and it's like deja vu. I line up again in the exact same spot, and this time the hit is perfect. I spot this huge moo and dive down for the sniper shot. It misses completely, and that was never going to work. I should have just dove down to the bottom and have been patient, but I guess that's how you learn. Alright, back to the roi shooting gallery. I spot this monster, I line up. The shot hits, but it doesn't quite get sufficient penetration, and the roi is able to throw himself off. This roi gets curious and pokes his head out, and that's when I line up for the shot. I had a lot of fun shooting these roi, and I got that big goatfish for dinner, so all in all it was a really good session. It feels really good leaving the reef healthier than the way I found it, and hopefully removing those roi will give more room for the native species. These next clips here are from my first time using this new spear gun.
It's a pretty gloomy day today, super overcast. It's definitely not flat out there, but I just got this new Pathos 120 roller spear gun, so we're gonna make it happen. This is my very first spear gun. Never even fired one before, but hopefully I can get a monster today.
Look at the way these waves are sucking down off of this rock right here. This was probably the roughest day that I'd gone out spearfishing, and I really probably shouldn't have gone out today, but I was just so excited to use this new spear gun that I couldn't help myself. I float down to the bottom here, and I start looking around. There's these tiape, and then I see this kumu start to cruise in, and he's not super big, he's about 12 inches, but he's a good eating size, a little small, but still good for eating. And right here I could have easily poked him with the 3-prong, and that definitely would have been the best way to catch this guy. You can see that Omilu cruise by. But today I've got the gun, and I'm really excited to use it. So I line up on this 12-inch kumu with my 120 centimeter roller, and it's just game over for this fish. Complete overkill, but that was my first time ever shooting a spear gun, and I was super excited to have a good hit. I get back to the rocks and I start climbing up. I look out to sea and I see this big wave coming cruising through. So I jump back out into the ocean and manage to save myself from getting smashed on those rocks there. After a long time of treading water, I get an opportunity and I'm able to pull myself up, and I get out of there as quickly as possible.
I think surfing today would have been the much better decision, but I was just so excited to use this new gun, and I did end up getting this kumu, so it's not like I made a terrible decision. But watching some of these waves coming through here, I wish I had my surfboard with me instead of my spear gun.
Alright, thank you guys for watching. Have a good rest of your day.